Hey Audrey, are you there?
Oh, hi, Jill.
Hi, Audrey. How are you doing?
Good. I'm just sitting here reading our BC Building Trades Trade Talk magazine.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yep. There's the
So, thanks for joining the podcast tonight. I know you've been working out busy all day, and I'm cutting into your leisure time, especially from the looks of things. Welcome to the podcast. I'd like to introduce everybody to you. Your name is Audrey Curran, and you're from UA Local 170 in Vancouver, BC, and you are a plumber. So please give us a short intro into who you are.
Yeah. Hi. First, thanks, Jill, for inviting me to do this. I'm really flattered. You've had some really inspiring women on, so I'm happy to even be a part of it. It's great. Like you said, my name's Audrey Curran, plumber at a local 170. A couple years ago, went into plumbing instructor position with local 170. Before trades, I was sort of on the office side of things. I worked for eBay and PayPal in customer service, and then also in their fraud division. And then their office shut down, and here I am now in trades as a plumber.
Nice. I kind of want to hear a little bit more about that fraud stuff, but we'll stick to the trades for now. Maybe after the
Okay,
call stops recording, we'll have do a
sure.
little bit of sipping, and we'll do a little bit of chat about fraud. Interesting, very interesting. Anyways, as you know, I have a long list of questions for you, so I will start with the questions. How did you get started in the trades? What made you decide to do trades?
Yeah, so I think probably similar to you, I was inspired by my dad. So, like I said, I was working for eBay till about 2009 when they closed their doors for their office up here in Vancouver. And I really wasn't sure what I could do. I had gone to college, I have a business management degree. And so I was looking around for something maybe in that area. And my dad, who is a welder with Local 170, retired now, pipe fitter welder, I have to say that. He said, well, why don't you try a trade? So that summer of 2009, I went into an exploratory course for women and tried the 4 trades that they offered at our union school. And I really kind of took to welding, I admit, but my dad, as a welder, he actually encouraged me to try something else. So he said, what about plumbing? And so I pursued that. And then I continued in that. I really never stopped working. And, 10 years, 11 years almost later, here I am.
Yes, that's really exciting. Well, how long have you been an instructor now?
I was, I guess, just over 2 years now. I started there just after I met you, actually, down in Ann Arbor for the training for women who are interested in becoming instructors. So it was right after that course. So that's just over 2 years now that I've been an instructor.
Feels like longer than that we were in ITV week in Ann Arbor, Michigan. That was so much fun. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. A room
Yeah.
full of women that were going to become instructors. That was so much fun. How far have you explored your trade? So you've gone from apprenticeship all the way to becoming an instructor, but there's more than
Yeah.
that.
Well, as far as exploration, I think it's probably for me more what I got to do as in travel wise. So, yes, I started my apprenticeship out in Fort St. John as a plumbing apprentice. I did my apprenticeship years down here in the Lower Mainland, Fort St. John for a year. Then I was in Vancouver for a lot of it. And then I had an opportunity to go out to Whitehorse and up into Inuvik in the Northwest Territories, and then back down here. So yeah, after sort of exploring the trade, I've done mostly commercial plumbing work all that time with a little bit of, some work with some steam fitters peppered in there, or, a little bit of service here and there where it was needed. But new commercial plumbing was the majority of it. And then, after that, had that opportunity to get into instruction, to be an instructor. So that side of it, I had never expected that to be sort of my path. But, now I'm sort of exploring that side of it, being more again back in the office, right? A sort of indoors, nice warm place all the time, which is great, but out of the field now.
Yeah. Well, you must enjoy being an instructor because you're still doing it, right?
It was a rough start. It wasn't exactly what I expected. Uh, it's really demanding. It was long hours, getting my head wrapped around everything I had to teach. And, with the experience I have, of course, it's helpful, but it wasn't everything. There's a lot of material, again, to learn. And so it was hard to start, but yes, as I've, continued in it, just like anything, it's become familiar and then enjoyable to a point where, yeah, I can't imagine doing anything else at the moment.
So you had told me that you ran for treasurer. How did that go?
Yeah, that's right. In our most recent election, it just actually completed on yesterday. We had the results. I was nominated for treasurer for 170. So
Wonderful.
I know it was exciting. And I won, although I was the only name. So
That's
by
okay.
acclamation.
You're still there. That's so awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's exciting. That role starts this in the new year. So I've contacted the previous treasurer. He's been in the role for over 40 years. So
4D,
he
440?
4-0, yeah.
Oh my.
So he's going to show me the ropes. I can't imagine anyone better to show me the ropes than someone who's been doing it for 4 decades. But yeah, so I start that role for 170 in our new year. I'm excited.
That is so, so, so cool. How long is your term? Is it a 3 year?
That's right. Yeah, 3 years.
That's so cool. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and congratulations to you too, Jill. I know you just got on the e-board out there, right?
I know, I know. It's so exciting. Can't wait to get started. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say, if he's been in that role for 40 years, I'm going to bet that you're the first female treasurer.
I imagine that's probably true. Yeah.
So congratulations on that too.
Yeah,
You're a
thank you.
trailblazer. That's wonderful. Okay,
I'm excited.
congratulations. So the next question on the list is, what is your favorite aspect of the trade that you chose?
Uh, I have to say the people. The people I've met, I loved being in the field and I loved creating things and making things and thinking about it being used for years and years to come. But the crews that I've been on have been so much fun. The people I've met, everywhere I've gone, every place I've had the opportunity to go to, including like the Ann Arbor training, the Women Build Trades, that conference too, a couple of years of that, meeting people all around North America and beyond it's been by far the best part of the trade. Yeah, I've loved it.
That is really exciting. That's really, really cool. Now tell me something. I believe it was you that started UA Local 170 Women's Committee. Was that you? Tell us about a little bit about that.
Well, I believe there were attempts made before me, but not a lot of traction. I think now with a bit more social media and things like that, it's a little easier. But yeah, I was approached by our business manager, and it just, I was talking a little bit about it, and he said, "Well, are you interested in chairing a women's committee?" And I said, "Absolutely." What is expected of me? And he said, "Well, make it what you want." And I thought, okay, I'd like to have something that there's some sort of support network that we're growing, a place for women to talk with each other, possibly meet. The plan was to do meetups, which has changed a little bit recently, in this last 8 or 9 months, but to meet up and support each other, and then encourage people or women mostly just to stay in the trades and have an outlet, and then be social, and also something to let women know about our union meetings that are coming up, any events that we can be a part of. We've done some volunteering and things like that. So, it's been, I think there's value there. It's just slow to go to start. In our union, there's just about 70 women out of about 3,000 members, and there's about 30 on our Facebook page. So, I
Yeah,
think that's a
yeah,
success.
that is a success. And it's really important for inclusion, um, for the retention of women, right? We always feel so alone because there's not very many women on trades, in the trades, that are on the job sites, within the work, group, if you want to call it that. So it's really important to find each other and support each other and bring each other in, because it also, that support thing is, it's really key to keep us, right? You know, a lot of us, like, there wasn't a lot of women in the trade when I started, and there probably wasn't when you started. So, you know, you're very singled out, even though people aren't like staring at you or pointing at you necessarily. Maybe sometimes they are, but you know, that to have that support is really, really cool. To know you're not the only one is critical to stay in the trade, right?
I think so too. Yeah.
So, what kind of obstacles have you overcome along your journey?
Obstacle wise, you know, I know I've been really, really lucky with the support I've had in the field. I think the obstacles are probably my own doing, like the self-doubt I've had, more than anything, not being confident in what I can do, and having to still, you know, show up and work hard and do my job, and keep proving myself to myself, as well as, you know, you, like you say, we're under a little bit of a microscope. We're sort of there representing women in trades, so that's hard. So it's, I think for me the obstacle was probably more the self-doubt and having a confidence in myself. I've got my cat.
Yeah, introduce your
Yeah.
cat. You can introduce him, sure. Like I said before, you know, I'm waiting for mine to come along too, because I've been ignoring him all day. Hello there. Hello, fur baby.
Trying to get in
Yeah.
on it.
What?
Yeah, just
Exactly.
yeah, that the confidence to do it and things. But like I said, I was well supported, and I can't sort of think of a major obstacle other than, you know, myself a little bit. So
You
probably a
know,
big one.
and no, we do beat ourselves up. And I mean, I'm not saying guys don't beat themselves up, but I think that we're just naturally, I don't know, we just try to be the best that we can be, no matter what it is we're working on, whether it's at home or at work or whatever. But especially when, you know, people are doubting us, I think we're just really hard on ourselves to be the best that we can be. And if we don't get something, you know, that's, we just get mad at ourselves, right? I hear ya. I'm hard on myself all the time, all the time. Okay. Now another question I have for you is, were there other women around in the trade when you first started, that were there to support you or that you could lean on or reach out to?
There were certainly other women that came before me. We have women who've been in the union much longer than me. Did I encounter them very early on? Unfortunately, no. I I was on a crew of, I think, something like 65 people at one point, and I was the only female. So there wasn't a lot of women working around me until a few years into it. I did meet a woman who'd been in trades about 12 years already, and I think I was a third year at the time. So just, you know, seeing her surviving it and doing well, you know, that was inspiring. And then a lot of it is the women I'm meeting who are coming into it that are younger than me, that you know, I'm impressed and inspired by them too, that they have the confidence at a much younger age. You know, I was 30, 31 when I went into it, so I was a little more mature and not as intimidated, I suppose. I had a little bit more life behind me, but these younger women that are coming in, and I've worked with a couple of young apprentices that, you know, they inspire me too. And so I look up to them, and I hope I also help them and inspire them and encourage them. But yeah, pretty much any women I see in the 170, I'm like, yeah, you know.
Well, and you were at Tradeswomen Build Nations last year too, or last time, I should say,
Yes.
not, yeah, I guess it was a year ago. But yes, wasn't that incredible? 1,200 tradeswomen. It was just so overwhelming, so empowering. But I mean, like we totally, like I've said before in the podcast, we all took over that hotel. That hotel could not keep up with all of us women. It was just like, hell yeah, we're here and we're having
Love
fun
it.
and
The
we're
energy.
supporting each other.
I
Yeah,
know, it was awesome.
it
I love
really
it
was.
there.
Yes, yeah, it was great. I can't wait to get back to that where we can do that all in person again, because I don't know how many we would have had this year, probably 2,000. I don't know, maybe more this year, but yes. Anyways, so next question. What does a day in the life of Audrey look like?
Oh, so for me, you know, I'm a teacher, so I have, I guess it's probably more comparable to an office type job. I, you know, 6:30 to 3 we work. I'm in now, unfortunately, COVID, I am in a classroom alone at our school talking to a screen of, the apprentices are in my course. At the moment, I'm teaching a Common Core class, so that's the level 1. And I know throughout the UA, the way the courses run are very different. So we are Monday to Friday, 6:30 to 3. So we go all day teaching through the levels. So it's really that. I have my class from 7 till 2. I get them through the material that we're working on the day, try to, make it memorable in some way online. It's, a lot of energy and trying to make jokes that are usually, they're getting better. I'm working on my bit. But
you have a great sense of humor. I'm sure your classes are so much fun.
That's what I hope. But yeah, so that's about it. And then the rest of the time I have in the shift is basically preparing for tomorrow, marking what I need to mark, or seeing if I can add something to what I'm teaching from that day for the next class to make it any better. Or there's also little things that we do around the school. Build something here, clean something up there, or so sometimes that comes up as well, which I really enjoy because it's that hands-on thing that I'm not quite doing as an instructor. So, I'll take the time doing things like that here and there too.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. You don't do as much as an instructor, but you still get to be involved, right? I'm getting a little older. I'm much older than you, but I spent more time on the tools than you. Not bragging, because it's taken its toll on me a little bit more than you. So I'm kind of happy to have those days where I'm not, so much on the tools. Although desk job, I'm not sure I am that fond of myself either. Right? When you're creative, right, you kind of want to get out there and do stuff. So instructing, you still get to do a bit, right? Once COVID is done doing its thing, hopefully you can get back and being more hands-on, right? Yeah. Okay, so next question. Do you have any advice for others that may be looking to join the trades?
For me, I think the best thing I did for myself was go through the union. I found so much support there. My dad's a union member, so people have known him who were excited that I was also, second generation coming in, found support through that. So advice, if you're worried about the environment or even just how to get into it, come to the union. If you're in BC, we're the union there, plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, sprinkler fitters. So, come and talk to somebody in the union and get some more information. I don't know what it would be like if I hadn't had that avenue. So that would be my advice. But also reach out to people who are in it. Like, it's hard to find women who are in the trades at the moment, but we're growing and we're out there thanks, people like you. We're becoming more visible, and so reach out to them as well and talk to some people and find out if it really is for you. Right? There's most of us will be very honest about what it's like, and do that and see if then that's the right path. But just look into it. Don't be scared about it. It's a great job, and women should be in it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's still only 4% of the tradespeople across the country are women. So, I mean, sharing our stories, and that's why I'm doing this, is to share our stories, to show people, and that's why it's a video podcast, so we can actually see you. It's one thing to hear about a story, or read even an article in a magazine with a photo. Here you are telling your story that you've done it, and look at how gorgeous you look. You got the beautiful hair. Like, people think that tradespeople are all like rough and dirty, and well, we might have a couple of scars, but it's all good. That creates character, right? It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Anyways, final question for you. So the final remarks are yours. Anything else you would like to share that maybe I haven't shared yet? Anything you want to throw out there? Just last words of wisdom. Wisdom by Audrey. You can bring up your glass.
Let me take some wine here. I think for women especially, let's support each other. Let's lift each other up. Recognizing who's in front of us and then people coming behind us, and do what you can to make it better for those ones that, might be worried about the type of job site they're going to be on. Let's encourage respectful workplaces and things like that. and all just be supportive of each other and happy when you see another female come on site. And there is a bond there that I know sometimes it's difficult. You don't want to necessarily stand out as, you know, female power, but there I always felt really happy to see women there, and there's a bond there, I think, because of being one of the only people there on site sometimes. So let's support each other and really encourage each other. That's my advice. But
No, that's fabulous. And that's the whole reason why you're creating the committee too, right? Is to be there for each other, you know, support each other. And it's really critical. It's really critical. Getting over the bravery if you're scared of joining the trade, and then being supported when you're there. That's what's going to retain all the women that have joined, that are thinking about leaving, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, you know, and a lot of women leave when they start having kids too. And I mean, I stayed in because, man, you know, how could I afford life if I didn't? We
Yeah.
have such great benefits, right? Such great
Now,
benefits for when you do have a kid and stuff, right? Yeah.
because
Or
right.
cats, when you got to pay vet bills. You know, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, I had three cats and a dog and a kid. I was like shelling it out. It was like everybody, you know. Wow, I need pet medical care. Anyways, okay. So don't go anywhere. I'm gonna finish up the call, but I send a shirt and swag to everybody that does a podcast with me, and I want to chat with you a little bit after the podcast because I haven't talked to you in a very long time, and we need to
Yeah,
catch up.
for
Anyways, it was
sure.
great. Thank you so much for joining us, and your story is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing it, and we will see you again soon. Thank you, Audrey Curran from Vancouver, BC. Wonderful.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks.
Jill.
Good night.